They are Christians. They are baptized. They were taken by their parents and godparents into the church. So we cannot tell them now, okay, you're 15, you went through your first communion, your first confession, your confirmation, take a break, and we'll see you again when you're 25, ready for marriage.
It's great to talk to other people about your faith, and it helps you grow closer together and learn more.
Being in the youth group, it kind of allowed me to be a little bit more open and more conscious of my faith. It makes a big difference because knowing that they feel the same values that I have helps me express what I want to express about God a lot more.
There's not that many places these days that kids can go and get real spiritual things they can go to. You have to have some balance and spiritual nourishment in your life.
They know that you can't say one thing and do something else. If you're going to tell young people that they're important to you and that they're important to your church and to the future of your church, you're also going to have to kind of put your money where your mouth is.
The pastor that opens the doors of the parish is not doing a favor to the youth. He is not welcoming them as a guest, but he's opening the doors of their home. They belong.
The bishops identified 8 components of youth ministry. Total comprehensive youth ministry. My job as youth minister is to try to make sure that out of the 8 components that they're all covered. And a lot of times it's being done in other parts of the parish, but my job is to make sure that it is being done, that we have all of the components covered.
When you present the person of Jesus, you are presenting not only someone who speaks about salvation after death, speaking about someone who ministered to the whole person. You're hungry, we feed you. You're sick, we heal you. You are oppressed, we'll liberate you. Jesus ministers to the whole person.
Young people in today's church, sometimes they feel isolated and they're just not able to participate fully in the community.
I found that for teenagers, their number one concern is their friendships and who they're with and where they fit in a group. We really try to develop that environment where everyone's accepted as for who they are. And that's very important for their self-esteem and just for their whole development.
With a youth ministry program, you can touch the kids in their daily lives, make them aware that God is present for them all the time.
I have to just be available to listen when they're needing to talk. Most of the times it's with the teens. Sometimes it's with the parents too, and trying to give them the support they need to deal with and help to grow their teens to an adult. Advocacy is another one of the components of youth ministry. My job as a youth minister is to speak on behalf of the teens, to give the young people a voice. Because they don't contribute substantially to the parish treasury, a lot of times they don't feel that they have a voice. It's kind of sad that in a lot of ways we equate money with status, and for young people they know that they don't have that status. So my job as an advocate is to make sure that their needs are being heard, and also to give them the support that they need to be advocates for themselves so that they can do their own speaking.
You're constantly having to be an advocate for the youth. You know, it seems like a lot of times people are a little uncomfortable being around teenagers, and they're always worried about what they're going to do and what they're going to say and why do they dress that way. And, you know, I think it's important for us to just kind of smooth the way.
If we want to lead somebody closer to Jesus, we need to do that in a way that the teens can accept.
Youth ministry is presenting Jesus to the youth in their own language. Youth is moved by emotions. So present the faith in I'm not talking about an overly emotional way, but be sure that they are moved.
We have to constantly be aware that there are youth out there that aren't coming to us. So we have to reach out to them. And we have to teach our kids that it's their job to reach out to those people who aren't hearing what, the church has to tell them and what Jesus has to tell them. It's really important for us not to just sit back and wait for the kids to come to us.
We can have dances, we can have social activities, but they're looking for more. They're looking for their God. They want to know who God is and why they're here.
Another one of the components is catechesis, teaching, passing on the faith.
Catechetical part, it's very important because it's what ties the whole ministry.
It's done in a number of ways, in catechetical sessions as far as a CCD program, but it's also done anytime we get together and there's a question about, well, what does the Catholic Church have to say about this? This is what the Catholic Church says about what it is that we're working with right now. The bishops have identified leadership development, that we need to bring young people to leadership positions in the parish, in the life and work of the parish, and what is being done here.
We have a peer ministry group within our group, so youth that display or ask to be leaders, we have a training program where we get together and we meet monthly or however the schedule happens to work out. And then we do retreats in general with our whole youth group, so we all get to participate on a deeper level.
Prayer and worship is another one of the components of youth ministry, and actually is probably one of the most important ones, because that's the one where we try to get the teens into a closer relationship with Jesus through creative prayer and worship.
Very important that we make the kids feel very welcomed, and this is their church. This is where they belong. They have people here that care about them and what's going on in their lives.
We have a very supportive community. We understand that our youth is not the future of our church. Our youth is our church. We're important now. From our baptism to our death, we are important now. And our youth, I think our youth are starting to understand that, because it's not just, hey, you're somebody pretty special. Yes, you're somebody pretty awesome. You're made in the image and likeness of God. We all are. And so we have that community there. And it doesn't just extend to our parish, but out into the kids that we go play with at the Coalition of the Homeless, or the people that we happen to serve food to at wherever, or the kids that we'll never see because we're doing a 20-hour fast and we're going to donate our money to the mission. It all works that way, and this is all part of our global village.
Another one of the components is justice, increasing the teens' awareness that we're not the only ones in the world, that there are people around us less fortunate than us, people around us that we need to be a part of. We need to be a part of their lives.
Justice is, that area is met through service projects primarily, the homeless shelters, etc. And at times we have looked at some of the documents, the Catholic documents, concerning justice and peace.
It was a new experience for us. We all came down there. We didn't know anything about serving food or helping others, and it was a new experience for us. And it was good being with the youth group, being together and helping others. It was great.
We want them to be people of justice. We want them to be people of mercy. When do you learn that? You learn that between the ages of 15 to your early 20s, when your eyes are open to the injustices of the world. And that's what we preach in the church, about justice, about mercy, about transforming the world. So if we want the world to change, if we want the church to practice justice and mercy, we better have the youth. They have the energy, they have the dreams, they have the ideals, and they have the time. We want vocations. Well, we have to work on vocations now that you are 15, 16, 17, and your mind and heart is full of dreams.